I don't understand why y'all still watch Tyler Perry movies. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of KARLTON'S World. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. First, I want to start off. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my page. Hit that subscribe button. I definitely would appreciate it. Or if you're listening, please make sure you follow me on Spotify or SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts. Wherever you listen to your podcast, please subscribe to KARLTON'S World. I definitely appreciate you, and thank you so much for tuning in. On today's episode, I actually just got done watching Tyler Perry's Mea Culpa, starring Kelly Rowland. Yes, Miss Kelly Rowland. Eyes. Oh Lord, that voice is cracking. Let's not do that high note ever again in life. But yeah, Miss Kelly Rowland starred in the movie. My thoughts on it. Y'all made it seem worse than what it really was. Like I watched it. I watched it a few days after it premiered on Netflix, and y'all definitely was going in on social media. Like definitely. First of all, I thought the movie was actually pretty good. I do want to say I thought the cast did an amazing job. Kelly Rowland looked amazing. I mean, she always does. The outfits was tight. It was definitely giving me Kerry Washington from Scandal. Everything about her was perfection in this movie as far as her looks concerned. I thought her acting was great. I thought the whole cast did an amazing job. Shout out to my guy Ronrico Lee. I'm a big fan of his work. I love everything that he's in. He follows me on social media, so hopefully Ronrico, if you're watching this, shout out to you, brother. Definitely want to get that interview though with you for sure. Hopefully we can make that happen soon. But yeah, man, I just thought the whole cast is amazing. The writing was good. Yeah, I thought it was a decent film. I thought the storyline was a very intriguing storyline. Is it predictable? Yeah, there were some parts where I figured out what was going to happen. But it just followed the same. It followed the same Tyler Perry formula that he does. So honestly, this podcast, I'm not spending this podcast criticizing or critiquing the movie. That's not what this is about. This podcast is actually about you all, right? I don't understand why y'all still watch Tyler Perry movies, especially since you already made up in your mind that you don't like his work. Like, I see tons of people always saying how Tyler Perry is a bad writer, he's a bad director, the wigs are bad, the storylines are predictable, this, that, and the third. It's like, I don't understand, why do you waste your time? Like, for me, if there's a show that I no longer grabs my attention, or that I lose interest in, or that I'm just tired of watching, I stop watching it. Or if there's a particular artist that I'm not a fan of, I don't listen to their music, or I don't watch their content. I just don't understand why you choose to continuously waste your time watching these movies from this man that you obviously do not care for. It's like you already made up in your mind, I'm not gonna like this movie because it's a Tyler Perry movie. So let me sit up here for 2 hours. I'm gonna sit in my couch. This is me, this is you, I'm being you. Let me sit on my couch or recliner, wherever, for 2 hours and watch this movie with disdain, because you already made up in your mind, I'm not going to like this movie. Does it have its things that could be critiqued? Absolutely. Every piece of art does. You can have constructive criticism for anything that you watch. I'm not saying that his work shouldn't be critiqued. What I'm saying is, I don't understand why you decide to sit up here and bash his work when you already know what the formula is. It's not going to change. He's been doing the same formula since he's been doing his stage plays. From stage plays to TV shows to films. It's not going to change. You already know what you're going to get for the most part when you watch a Tyler Perry film or a Tyler Perry production. So again, if you already know if you don't like his work, why are you still watching? That just doesn't make sense to me, personally. And I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I like every single thing he does. I don't. I mean, there's some shows that I've chosen not to watch anymore, or there's just some movies that I'm just not gonna watch because they don't pique my interest. But I'm not gonna sit up here and just bash this man and his work, every single thing that he's done. I'm not gonna do that. I think Tyler Perry is great. I think he's opened doors for a lot of black people when it comes to entertainment world. I think he's broken a lot of barriers. He's done a lot of great things. So I applaud him for what he has done in the industry. But again, I'm not a fan of every single thing that I'm not a fan of every single production. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna waste my time watching stuff that I know that I don't like. Like I said, there are shows of his that I'm not a fan of. So I'm not gonna sit up here every week and just sit up here and just complain every week. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I don't see the point. And I guess the shows are not really a good example. Well, they are, but more so the films. Like I said, because I mean, when he did The Fall from Grace, right? And I talked about this on, I think we talked about this on Fire Nights. Y'all already had in y'all minds that you weren't gonna like A Fall from Grace, but you still sat up there for 2 hours and watched the movie, and then you nitpick every single thing that was wrong with it, and then went on social media and talked about it, but you still gave it the views. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. And also I want to talk about this too. Why do y'all watch films and you know what's gonna be involved in it? They tell you in the rate. So let me clue you in if you don't get it already. And I'm sounding out of breath because I was moving stuff around in my room and I'm still trying to lose this weight. So forgive me if I'm heavily breathing too much. But if a movie says rated R or rated MA, more than likely it's gonna have some sex in it, some sexual situations. I should say, not sex, because it's not real sex, y'all. And let me clarify that too. These people are not having sex for real in these movies. It's a lot of technical work that is involved. There's a lot of covering up that's involved. But we'll talk about. We'll say that for another pod. I'll educate you on that as well. But there's gonna be, if you see those ratings, there's gonna be sexual situations, possibly some simulated drug usage, violence, possibly some nudity, whatever. If you see what the rating is, and even on Netflix, they tell you what's gonna be. They clearly in this movie, for example, Mia Culpa. Am I saying that right? Mia Culpa. Sorry. In the thing, in the description, it tells you what's going to be in the movie. So why do you sit here and act shocked when you see it in the movie? They're telling you what's going to be in the movie. Again, I'm not saying you can't. Listen, watch what you're comfortable watching. I'm not saying you can't have a problem with certain things, but again, I just don't understand why you choose to put yourself in a situation where you know you're going to be agitated or where you know it's going to bother you. Why are you doing this to yourself? Why? You don't have to. It's as simple as not watching. But I know what it is, though. Like I said, everybody wants to be included. Everybody wants to be in. So you don't want to be left out. You don't want to be the only person who has not seen the movie or seen the whatever or heard the music or went to that event or what have you. You want to be nosy. You want to be in the end. You don't want to be left out. So that's why you're going to subject yourself to something that you know that you already are not going to like. That's what it is. That's what it is. So I just say, stop wasting your time. Just stop wasting your time. There are people that, that actually enjoy Tyler Perry's work. And they're going to watch it and they're going to support him. if you aren't one of those, just stop watching. And I'm not trying to, and I know I'm not trying to take away from this man's bag. You know, he gonna get his coins regardless. But I'm just trying to help you, help your mental, so that way you aren't so stressed out because you decided to watch a Tyler Perry production, knowing already what is more likely is gonna be involved. Or again, you already have this preconceived notion that you don't like this man and his work and what he does. You think his writing is bad, his directing is bad, or whatever, what have you is bad. But you still watch. I'm just trying to save you some time. I really want to say, if you already know that you're not a fan of what Tyler Perry does, then just stop watching. It's as simple as that. And I also want to say, there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism, but be careful when you're so overly critical, especially as a content creator, because those same measures of standards that you're putting on someone else, there's someone ready and willing to put those same amount of standards on your work. Because you know we all sensitive. I don't care what nobody says. As creators, we are all sensitive about our work. Erykah Badu said it best. I'm sensitive about my period. So just be mindful of that. Again, there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. We all can use it. We all want to strive to be better. We all want to strive to do better. But at the same time, there's a difference between constructive criticism and just being negative. And a lot of y'all are just being negative. And we ain't got time for that. It's all positive, all love over here, y'all. So that's it. Thank y'all again for listening to this episode of KARLTON'S, where I definitely appreciate it. And until the next one, peace.